Derek Clark in from Broadway Utica. And, okay, so scalpers, is that what we're talking about?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, we have a problem in Utica. Since we've started bringing in better shows, getting more of the Broadway equity shows like Kinky Boots and Motown the Musical.
Right.
We've had several situations that occurred. I know 5 that have been brought to my attention for Kinky Boots.
Okay.
Wow. Where people have paid up to $375.
Wow.
For our tickets. So more than 5 times the face value in some cases.
What are they selling? They're selling really good seats? Is that what they do?
No, they're not.
Not even that?
Not even the good seats.
Wow.
And depending on the price range, my price ranges are $29 to $74.
Yeah.
So the message here is don't ever pay more than $74 for a ticket, no matter what. But make sure if you do choose to go to a third party resource, which I would discourage, be careful, because the worst seats in the house, if there are worse seats, the $29 seats, they are selling for 5 times the $29 value. They're selling those for $150.
So, and how do you stop these guys? Because a lot of times they're using software to get in and buy the tickets.
Yes, they're using BOT software is what they're using, and they can go in and purchase blocks of seats at one time. My system that I use at Broadway Utica does not allow that to happen.
Okay.
So we have a little more intimate relationship.
So how are they doing it? How do they do it then?
They're doing it through the third party, or not the third party, but the second party box office that we do distribute some tickets to. And what's happening is
that Ticketmaster? Is that?
Yes, that is the Ticketmaster system.
I know you don't want to say that, but I kind of wonder.
I'm glad you said it, because I shouldn't be.
So that's where this is coming from.
Yes, that's where it's stemming from, and so they're going in, and because we do allocate blocks of tickets to that resource, and there isn't a checks and balances in place.
God, you'd think they would. The level
I
that
would
they're
hope
at.
that they would, and we're requesting that the middleman between us and them will step up to the plate and help us with this. Is what we're advocating.
And it's interesting, because you would think they would have some type of a protection in place, but I think, not to speak for them, but Ticketmaster, I think their thought is, hey, listen, you give us the tickets, we'll move them for you. It doesn't matter how quick, but we'll get rid of them. And maybe that is part of the problem. So the best way for someone wanting to go to a Broadway Utica show is to come right to you.
That's what I would advise. Coming straight to the office. It's an additional responsibility, but I look at every single transaction that comes through my office. 90% plus, depending on the show, of the tickets sold to any of my Broadway shows are bought in my office. I talk with my customers. I know my customers. I look at every single transaction that goes through my office. If there's any transaction that looks suspicious, I had a gentleman in a couple days ago who bought Motown. The second it flashed up on my screen in my office that he was not from the area, I was out standing in front of him, questioning who he was, why he was there, who he was buying these tickets for, how many he was purchasing. And it all turned out to be legit.
Right.
And
but
it was,
you don't know.
It was a gift for his parents for the holidays.
Okay.
But I take that extra step to make sure I do that. We do have the right to refuse service. And if a situation comes up that someone is purchasing tickets that I know are going to a third-party resource, I will stop it.
Okay. All right.
Does make a great holiday gift, by the way. And I was going to say, some shows do better than others, and you've got a hot show that's coming up where you might have a situation where you're selling out and people are looking to scalp.
Yeah, right now, if you were to go on, and this just 5 minutes ago when I was sitting in the green room, I went on. If you go on, which unfortunately, it's I want to say it's the 60 plus customers who are the ones being taken advantage of. They go on to Google. They Google A Christmas Story Utica, Rudolph Utica. I just went on, and when I did A Christmas Story Utica, the first 4 sites to come up were all scalper sites. I go on to Rudolph. I go Rudolph Reindeer Utica. 10. I have 10 sites right here.
Wow.
10 scalping sites to Rudolph.
Wow.
And you go on and you look at these sites, and you will see that these tickets, if you scroll all the way down, these tickets are going for in some cases $200, $225.
Wow. And on one hand, it's awesome that the crooks are paying attention, because when they don't pay attention, it's because there's really no demand. On the other hand, it's terrible, so people are getting screwed.
Because what's happened, I mean, and it's a double-edged sword. It's they're purchasing these blocks of tickets, and they are selling them because they're coming back for more. I don't know how many they're selling, but I can tell you, in a situation with Kinky Boots, I had a customer come in and say, we were the only 2 people in our row. And so I immediately took that information. I went back and looked in the system, and sure enough, the entire row was the block that was given to the third party or the second party to sell. So it looks as if we didn't sell the seats, and that's a whole nother issue that becomes on the production side is that when they do sound checks at 5 o'clock. They're basing it on the number of seats that we think we have sold and the number of people and the bodies in the seats. And that's all the sound is related to that. Right. And so that becomes a whole nother issue when we don't have people in seats.
Right. Big shows, though, coming up. People want to call through to the office. The phone number over there
is 724-7196. Or they can go to BroadwayUtica.com.
Okay.
That's and my message is, one is, we only have a local telephone number. We do not have an 800 number. Do not dial an 800 number. If you're going to go onto the website, only go on to BroadwayUtica.com. If you choose to go on to another site, I cannot help you.
Right.
I had 5 customers that did pay in excess of $275 for their Kinky Boots tickets. They all came to me and they wanted a refund because they felt they were taken advantage of.
Yeah, but you can't. It's not you didn't.
It's not us, and we can't. So the message is consumer be aware, audience be aware. We do have. I was invited tomorrow. I can't attend, unfortunately, but. Senator Blumenthal out of Connecticut is announcing some BOT legislation on the federal level tomorrow, which will help with the software. Now, it's not going to affect Broadway as much as it's going to affect concert goers.
Right.
But we're hoping that it's the first step in the right direction.
All right, Derek Clark, thanks so much.
Thank you, Bill.
Good stuff. BroadwayUtica.com is that right?
BroadwayUtica.com.
Okay, good. I saw you flinch when I said that. No. I'm like, did I get that wrong? All right, got a break. Thank you.